Hello, I'm Ken Carpenter, and this is Invest AI Savvy, where AI powers smart investing. Happy Thursday, April 9th, 2026. Today's signal of the day is FJET, a small cap equity trading around $5.39. Before we start, BuzzPulse is a social intelligence tool. Everything you hear today is data and commentary, not investment advice. I'm not your financial advisor, so please make sure you do your own research before putting money anywhere. Now, FJET is printing a Z-score of 14.1, which is explosive territory, and it cleared all 7 quality gates with 10 independent convergence signals stacking on top of each other. That convergence depth is what separates noise from opportunity. The layers firing here include buzz surge detection, momentum confirmation, bullish sentiment at plus 0.50, buzz price divergence, meaning social attention is moving ahead of price, and options intelligence showing IV rank at 0%, which means options are historically cheap and flow is confirming directional conviction. When 10 independent signals point at the same asset, that's not retail hype, that's multi-layer confirmation demanding attention. The divergence piece is critical. Social buzz is surging while price hasn't fully caught up yet, and that asymmetry is where alpha lives. Options being this cheap with this flow confirming direction tells you institutions are positioning quietly. FJET is not a household name, and that's exactly the point. This is discovery, the thing you wouldn't find scrolling headlines. With the VIX at 21.5 and elevated volatility still in the system, surges like this carry more weight than they would in calm markets. Watch for the price to resolve toward the buzz in the next 24 to 72 hours. Next up is AEHR, a small cap semiconductor play trading at $63.16 with a greed score of 0.550 and a Z score of 13.6. Sentiment is running at plus 0.26 and momentum is confirmed. The catalyst here is interesting. Social chatter is centered around missed trading opportunity and retrospective regret, which means traders are watching this name closely and positioning for the next move. When you see that kind of reflexive attention, it often precedes a second wave. AEHR has no options intelligence flagged in this cycle, but the buzz alone at this magnitude is worth monitoring. Small caps with this kind of social velocity can move fast once they break technical resistance. Third signal is RIOT, a mid-cap Bitcoin miner at $16.11, Z score of 6.7, greed score of 0.484, a sentiment at plus 0.43. IV rank is 3%. Options are cheap and short interest is 14%, which means there's fuel for a squeeze if momentum accelerates. The social catalyst is a metaphorical warning about the company playing with fire, which sounds bearish on the surface, but actually reflects high engagement and debate. And debate creates volatility, and volatility creates opportunity. RIOT is tied directly to Bitcoin price action, and with BTC dominance at 57.1% and holding, miners are getting attention as leverage plays on crypto exposure without direct coin ownership. Cheap auctions plus short interest makes this a high beta setup worth watching. Fourth is Mara, MARA, another mid-cap Bitcoin miner at $9.50. Greed score of 0.465, a Z score of 5.7, sentiment modestly positive at plus 0.09. IV rank is 2%. Options are cheap here too, and short interest is 39%, which is massive. That's the highest short interest in today's entire lineup, and it makes Mara a prime squeeze candidate if Bitcoin catches a bid. The third catalyst is thin. List mentions without directional clarity. But when you combine that with cheap options and short interest this high, you don't need a loud catalyst. You just need a spark. Momentum is confirmed, which means the setup is live right now. The fifth signal is CLSK, a mid-cap data center and Bitcoin mining hybrid at $9.88. Z-score of 5.2, greed score of 0.453, sentiment at plus 0.21. The catalyst here has teeth. Morgan Stanley analysis highlighting a massive valuation disconnect from CLSK's power economics and AI compute demand. That's institutional validation layered on top of social buzz, and that combination is rare. When a bulge bracket firm calls out a valuation gap while social attention is surging, that's convergence between Wall Street and Main Street, and that's when moves happen fast. CLSK sits at the intersection of AI infrastructure, Bitcoin mining, and power arbitrage, which makes it a three narrative stock in a market that's obsessed with all three themes right now. Quick heads up on the broader landscape. The VIX is at 21.5, down 12.5% over the last 5 days. Fear is retreating, but still elevated, which means surges carry weight. We've got CPI dropping tomorrow, April 10th, and that's a volatility event. So if you're sizing positions today, factor that in. Bitcoin dominance is at 57.1%, down slightly, but no major altcoin rotation is confirmed yet. On the crypto front, Pepe leads Lunar Crush rankings with a Galaxy score of 70, followed by UNI at 64 and Ether at 60. Those are the names seeing independent social momentum, but none of them made today's convergence list because they didn't meet the multi-signal threshold. One avoidance note, AIXI is spiking on social with a Z-score of 1.8, but FMP validation scores it at just 20 out of 100 for legitimacy. Unknown exchange tier, $20 million market cap, high risk flag. That's pump and dump profile. Stay away. Today's lineup is discovery focused, small and mid cap setups with real convergence depth, cheap options, and catalysts that aren't priced in yet. FChat leads with 10 signals stacking. I'm Ken Carpenter. This is Invest AI Savvy, and that's the way it is.